So we're back, and I just want to do a quick weird one, but I saw a tweet today, frankly. I'll put it up on screen now. It was by Southside Gunn, spelled G-U-N-N, based as hell. I just seen it on Twitter, and it was just, basically, I'll read it exactly, hang on, let me get it. It says, if Tony Khan was smart, we'd do the Continental Classic with just tag teams. Trust me, there's enough to pull this off. Now, very good point. I thought about this, and bro, I fucking love the idea of this. I really do. Now, to continue, but essentially, I think to rework it a tiny way is, I don't think you do a C2 fully because C2 has the Continental belt, and a lot of people probably agree the Continental Classic should be for a trophy rather than a belt. And I do agree, you know, I enjoy the Continental Classic a lot. It's one of my favourite things in all of wrestling. But with the belt, you know, it sometimes feels like it should be a trophy, like the Owen is, essentially. But I'll work this into a tag tournament in the style of the C2. And yeah, so basically not for a belt, just for a trophy. But this, I fucking love the idea of this. I really do. I think it's very... And when you think about it as well, with AEW men's tag team specifically, because the women's division's only just starting, it feels very, very fucking possible. And I'm going to just predict a little roster just for what I think you could do with it, because there's so many tag teams, and we're going to include some that are going to come in, specifically 2, but I just made a little roster, and I just wanted to talk about the possibilities. So, obviously for the inaugural tag classic, essentially, I think it's a great idea, I really do. I think you got to have, obviously, the Bucks, FTR, I think you got to bring Brodido back as the based as hell. I think you got to have some iteration of the Don Callis family in there. Same with the Death Riders, probably Utah and Garcia for the Death Riders, but it won't be against Utah and Claudio or something like that. Don Callis family, you could do fucking anyone. As long as it involves El Clon, I don't give a shit. It has to involve El Clon. I got the Guns in there. I think the Guns have got to be in there. I put the Syndicate in there, the Head Syndicate. I think that makes a lot of sense. I do. I think they're very much made for a C2 type of tag tournament. Who else did I put in? I put the Rascalz in. Obviously, I feel like that makes a lot of sense. I put the GOA in. Obviously, I think the GOA are fucking fantastic. I think you got to put them in whatever you can. I did put LFI in there, specifically for Mortos and Dralistico. I think they're both phenomenal wrestlers. I really do. And they're great in these type of situations. And the other 2, obviously, I put in are... I didn't even put them in. I put Motor City Machine Guns in there. Now, obviously, I feel like that's a lock. They're going to come in eventually. However, I did want to put the New Day in there, but I just thought, are the New Day going to continue as a tag if they come? Are they going to go singles? I don't know. Whatever they do, it'll be worth it. And the last one, if you want to replace, there's so many you can replace with, but the last one I did put in was the Swirl, Blake Christian and Lee Johnson, because I think they're very fucking good. And it was between them and the Infantry or Private Party for me. I feel like any 3 of them that are so interchangeable, they have to be in there. You could have threw LFI in there as well, but I think LFI have to be in there for me. But they're just names off the top of my head, and there's so many more. Like, again, I didn't include Private Party. I could have included Roddy and Kyle O'Reilly. I think that could have worked. You know, there's a lot you could do here, and I just think it's very interesting. I was thinking you could try and do a ragtag of putting people together, like, you know, maybe like a Kenny and Hangman again. You know, that type of situation. But I just feel like this is a very good idea, and honestly, I don't see any reason why they shouldn't. I think the idea is magnificent. I really do. And I think there's a lot of things you could do, like a Continental Classic again, where I think I want to make a separate video on this, but I do feel like I'm going to make a separate video on this eventually. They should do a Women's Continental Classic too. I think they definitely could. Maybe with a bit more bolstering of the roster. Even with this, I wanted to put Jordan Oliver and Alec Price in there. Every time I've seen those 2, I think they're great. You know, there's so many people you could put in. I think the tag division could handle it. I feel like there's so many tag teams on AEW that are really fucking good and really fucking special to watch too. And that's not even including, like, some CMLL tag teams, which is just basically Mystico and Friends. And obviously, New Japan tag teams like the Knockout Brothers specifically. There's so many you could do. And again, oh, bro, you know, if they could, get me the United Empire, Henare, and the other dude's name, the ones who helped Ospreay and Newman a couple of weeks ago on Dynamite. They were excellent. I really enjoyed them. I just think this is a masterful idea. I really do. I really hope they do it. Do I think they will? Probably not. Frankly, I don't think they do. But I think the idea is such a genius idea. You gotta give it all the credit. Who would I win? If it was up to me, bro, I'm giving the guns. I'm giving it the fucking guns. I don't give a shit. However, to be honest, if it's all possible, I'm giving it to the Motor City Machine Guns. It's a great way to get them over. FTR and the Bucks being there too. You know, you could give this to anyone. I don't give a shit. Just the idea, and this is not like a set roster. I just like this idea, and I thought that's a good roster. Could you imagine consistent tag matches with those guys? Like, all of them, and like, you know, consistent back and forth. Obviously, it'd be split into leagues, and I did do 6, because that's what the Continental Classic League is. But, like, if you made this into, like, a tournament, essentially, I just, without a belt, or even to the side the new belts, I think that'd be excellent. I really like the idea. I really do. I think it's genius. The idea gets me giddy. The thought of it, the process, I'm thinking, oh God, who could we do? There's so many possibilities, and I do think the division could handle it. I really do. I don't know, whatever you do. I hope, Tony, I know you love me. I fucking wish. Tony, get on this shit and get Dorada to win it all. We're taking it all. I'm referencing Solo Sikoa's theme like twice now, and I don't like that. This is awful. This is terrible. But the idea, however, is genius. I adore it. I think it's absolutely genius. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know your rosters and what you think of the idea. Again, I didn't come up with the idea. Southside Gunn, I think the name was, on Twitter did. All credit to them. Definitely a phenomenal idea. And let me know who you would. Let me know who you would have in your roster. What you think of my roster I picked, and who you have win. Just let me know what you thought of the idea. I just wanted to make this one because the idea is stupidly brilliant, and I will make a video of a Women's Continental Classic, but this idea I fuck with so heavy.